we had the Red Wings thing go down, and most of the wives stayed local. So we all stayed there. A bunch of them lived offshore drive, so that became just our running crew. We'd go there and do family dinners at Laura McGreevy's house all the time, and it just became a big melting pot of Gold Star families. And I met Patsy through them. So, yeah, never met her before. Didn't know Danny. Didn't know any of that. I'd seen her for, a 5-minute segment before. And, yeah, Gold Star community kind of brought us together, which was pretty taboo.
Let me backtrack just real quick, because the audience doesn't know this. So you eventually wound up marrying Patsy, who previously was married to Danny Dietz, who died in Operation Red Wings. So she's a Gold Star.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, which at the time was, it was taboo. Like, nobody did that. They, this is going to sound bad, but I'll say it. We kind of wrote them off. Like, they're untouchable. Once your husband dies, like, you can't date again. And I know team guys did it. I did it too. You judge them, like, how long are they supposed to wait? Do they wait 10 years? Like, you can't judge people for that. You have no idea what they're going through. And kind of the school of thought where I came up in the teams. I fell in love with her right off the bat, and I didn't give a shit if she was Gold Star or not. And I caught hate for it. I did. Had to answer some tough questions. I didn't care.
What was it about her that you liked so much?
Her understanding. She got it. She knew exactly what it was. Reality had smacked her. Her stepdad was a SEAL. So she'd been in the Navy. She knew the commitment. And she served herself. Like, she knew exactly what it was. She knew what her deployment was, and she knew the reality of it. I didn't have to explain it to her. I feel like that's a big thing in the teams is people marry their high school sweetheart after you've been gone for 4 years and you come back, and she has no idea that you're going to be gone 250 plus days out of every year. Like, she has no idea you're going to come home with, 3 weeks of nasty ass laundry, drop it off, and leave for a 2-week training trip. I didn't have to explain that to her. She already knew, and she was bought in. So it made that transition so easy because she was as dedicated as I was. So she really let me obsess. Like, she knew where I had to go to get to the level I wanted to get, and she encouraged it. So, yeah, she saved me for sure.
How long were you guys dating before you got engaged?
About a year and a half, so.
Year and a half?
Yeah.
So you met her pretty much right when you got home?
Yeah.
And then by the end of the next workup?
By the next workup, I think it was Thanksgiving that year or something like that. Proposed to her in front of her whole family, my whole family, and the community kind of erupted in a positive way. It was awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, dude, it was as it was supposed to be.
Yeah. So on this trip home, it sounds like it was pretty eventful. You met your wife. You got engaged. You screened for Green Team.
Yep. Started my third workup. I was in a very, I was riding an emotional roller coaster daily. I just was. I was drinking back then a lot. Just trying to numb my senses. I didn't care what it was. Luckily, I never did anything really stupid. Definitely had my moments. That was the only thing I knew. I didn't know what else to do. People that I could talk to wouldn't talk. Other people that had been exposed to similar things, they put up this facade like, fuck's wrong with you? So I did the exact same thing. I walled it up like, nope, I won't even address that. I won't address any of these feelings I have. I won't address the anxiety. My performance anxiety going into like that 2008, 2009 year was through the roof. Like, having panic attacks, and I didn't know what they were. I thought I was having little mini strokes. If you haven't had one, it's alarming. Like, just sitting down in a cold sweat. Yeah, I have no idea what's coming over me right now, but I know it's not good. And I know I can't say anything to anybody because they'll pull me out of this job. And that's not happening. So we have to do what we do, suffer in silence. Just be quiet and continue doing your job, and that's what you have to do. Fortunately for me, right around that time, we started a new workup, and I got a new platoon chief who used to be over at the command. His name's Barrett, and he was everything I needed. Like, I mean, you couldn't have molded a better dude at that moment in time for me. He talked the talk, he walked the walk, and he performed, and he was nasty. He was because usually, you know, guys they have a shelf life, and they don't, you know, your platoon chief or your troop chief isn't making the entries every time. He doesn't need to be the best shot anymore because he's command and controlling everything. It wasn't like that with that dude. He outperformed everybody. And he basically set the bar at what development group is supposed to be. And like, that's what it became. Like, I can't outshoot him. I can't out PT him. I don't know more about CQB than him. I don't have the combat experience he does. And it humbled you, which is exactly what I needed. Exactly what everybody needed. We needed to see the end state. I needed to see what you could accomplish if you went all the way. And that's what that dude did. He showed us, like, if you want to be a professional, if you want to be the guy, you have to go all the way. Whether that was good advice or bad advice, I took it literally. And I started to set up little walls, little break-off points in relationships and friendships and everything else. If you impede anything on this progression, I'm done. Not one fucking second will I give to you, because you're not worth the end state. You're not worth me sacrificing my dreams and my hopes and all my wants and wishes. I want to be the best Navy SEAL I can possibly be. And if you slow me down 1 second, I'll never talk to you again. Like, I don't have time for it. Like, this community, that organization, this job deserves the very best of me. Emotionally, spiritually, physically, everything, tactically. And you have to completely, in my opinion, to reach the highest level you possibly can, you have to cut out all the other bullshit. And I thought that job deserved it. I did. I grew up with my entire life, and you've never met a dude who loved being a Navy SEAL more than me. I just did. Every day I woke up, even through the bullshit, where everybody's complaining in the platoon space on this and that, I loved it. I'd come home and I just smile, man. Just thankful to be there. Thankful that I'm doing exactly what I was put on this earth to do. I loved it.
Did you cut any important relationships, or was it just acquaintances and little bullshit?
No, I cut off. I cut all kinds of shit out. We had people in a platoon life, people that spread a lot of hate, a lot of discontent, a lot of shit talking, a lot of guys that call them 9-to-5ers. The last one in here, you show up 5 minutes before our first muster, and you're the first dude bouncing out of here at 4 p.m. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Birds of a feather. I'm going to shun myself, and I'm going to isolate myself with only people that are better than me and that are going to help me achieve the level I want to achieve. The people that want to stay late and train, the guys that want to show up early and work out, the guys that are doing O courses on Saturday and Sunday, like the guys who are going to fully commit. That's who I'm going to surround myself with. And it's the best thing I ever did. It gave me the focus. I could just strip out everything and I could just tunnel vision. Every day had a purpose. Like today I'm doing fitness. I'm not checking my phone. I don't have, social media wasn't a thing. You didn't have to deal with any kind of bullshit like that. But you could just scrub away bad relationship toxicity out of your life. So we do that deployment. It was a long stand down. It was really eating away at the boys, the overall collective. Long story short, we deployed in a big joint fashion, and the Rangers had an issue.
Back to Iraq, you deployed.
Back to Iraq, back to Baghdad. Had all the assets. Third time. Full rotation, and it was awesome. Like the target set we inherited was amazing. Like we were going to be getting it. And I think we were there for 10 or 15 days, and we were just feeling ourselves out, the asset schedule and everything else, like all the things that actually make the machine run, we were slowly figuring out. I was a team leader at the time. So I'm in all the briefings, I'm in all the meetings, and the Rangers go out and they get into a firefight and they kill a guy. And it happens to be one of the Sheikh's son-in-laws. and they threw some political shitstorm into the air, and they stood us down for 90 consecutive days. So we have all the task force people there. We have everything, helos, everything. And every day they'd come in, roll 24, roll 24. Should be on Friday. It's a long weekend. It's a 4-day weekend. On Tuesday, we'll get an update. Friday, we'll get an update. And they kept doing that the entire time. So, I mean, you can imagine.
Yeah.
Got a bunch of guys overseas that just want to fight, just want to get out of the door, and you're not letting them, and you're not telling them why. Like, we didn't do anything. I didn't shoot that dude. I wasn't on that target. None of our people were. Why are you punishing us? Then you got to feel being a political pawn. And then you realize that it was nothing to do with us. Just some guy flexing is not going to let you do your job. But it eroded the cohesion of that entire organization. Like, we were at each other's throats, man. It was bad. Just the living conditions. Like, you wouldn't see people for days. There was no reason to have a meeting. It's like we weren't training. We were just rusting. And luckily, Barrett kind of pulled us out of that, and he'd have basically pulled all the guys together. We'd do CQB, we go to flat range, we started training that group within the group. That spread the collective, and we kind of just, it took a little bit, but we all got back on step. And on around the 90th day, he came in and he said, fuck it, we're moving. And we lifted that entire package and we drove it down the road a couple hours to Fob Warhorse, and we set up there. And it was busy. Like, it was everything we wanted to do. We inherited a bunch of target sets from the Army side, which is really good. Got to interface with those guys a lot. Got to learn about palm groves and a bunch of new TTPs that we hadn't even thought about. Things that would have really helped us in 2007, we're now learning now. I'm like, yep, I've been there. I know exactly what he's talking about. So we got to learn a shit ton. We got to put it to good use. It was good.
Who were you working with from the Army?
So we had a Ranger element with us. We had the Tier 1 personality there. 2-2 SAS was in the same compound. So it was so funny, man. The SAS, I fucking love those dudes. They'd roll through the chow hall and they've all got American flag patches on. I'm like, what's up with the patch? And he said, you gotta blame it on somebody. Fucking assholes. Like, okay, cool. Those guys were great, man. Just, I remember seeing them. You see all the unit guys, you see the SAS guys. I mean, I'm a kid, and they look like they're 7 foot tall. Like, they look like Marcus Cabone. Like, they look enormous. They've all got huge beards and long hair, and like, holy shit. That's what the pros look like. Like, now you get to see it up close. Just before, I mean, it's just us. You get to see the other organization. You're like, and you get to hear what they're doing, going out at night, and you don't get to. So you get to hear about this huge firefight they got into, and you got to sit there with the Rangers and twiddle your thumbs and play reindeer games until we got to lift and shift. And it was like, okay, let's all be big boys again. And it was fine. It was a decent deployment. Nothing to really write home about. But it showed me showed me the seesaw method. If the op tempo goes up, morale and warfare can go down. Like, you don't need to have Xbox and flat screen TVs and all this crazy shit. If you're working every night, you sleep on cots in a tent with no AC, eating MREs. The happiest dude you'll ever see. Yeah. Nobody gives a shit. When that doesn't happen, morale has to go up somehow. And there was nothing to give you. You can't booze, you can't leave the country, there's nothing to do. You're just stuck there, and you just have to watch other people go out and work. And just to watch how that eroded the unit cohesion. It did. And it took a while to get it back. Like, I mean, you had to really, really bring the boys in. Like, movie time, just, not mandatory fun, but you had to do things to bring everybody back in, to re-explain the why. I think part of the training, part of the mindset conversations, the mission planning conversations they'd take such a philosophical role then, because of him, that everybody would buy in. It was like nothing you've ever heard before. His thought process on mission planning, like, that's a completely different school of thought. Like, that is okay. It's a new concept to us. Just the whole thing, just everything. The target approach, the methodology between everything. Everything was to the why. So
he was teaching all you guys that. That's a fucking
hell
of a leader.
He is, man. He's amazing. he got to stay and do a troop chief right after that, which, I mean, anybody who's worked with him, I mean, he's a demigod in my eyes. Like, I fucking love that dude. If I had to pick one dude right now that I'd put on my dream team, like, that'd be one of my first picks. He was a great night. Needed him so bad at that moment. And we came back from that deployment, and I was kind of on a negative crash. I was trying to stay positive because I had green team to look forward to. And, you know, I got married, did all that. We flew over to Spain, had the honeymoon, came back, and got into a blowout with my old man. Like, not a big blowout, just an argument. And it escalated into not speaking. Basically starting green team in the blind. So in January of 2010, had an argument, and it escalated from there, and it got worse and worse and worse. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't have any distractions. That platoon chief told me exactly what green team was going to be like. I've seen my buddies go through it. I've heard the horror stories. I know how much pressure's on it. And that's what he kept saying. He's like, you have to have a perfect day every day. No distractions. No booze. No chick drama. Break up with your girlfriend. Do whatever. Don't buy a puppy right now. Like, it's the only thing that matters. Lock it in right now and give it your total commitment, and you'll be successful. And that's what I had to do. So, yeah, a couple months turned into a really long time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. How many guys started the green team?
Called somewhere between 80 and 90.
How many came out?
22. Not many.
Low 20s?
Yeah.
You want to go into any of that?
Yeah, we can.
Let's do it.
What do you want to talk about?
Let's talk about the first day of green team. What happens?
We show up and you do a screen test. Show up and you do a physical test. It's the only known in the entire selection process. You know exactly what it is. It's written on a piece of paper. Everybody knows what it is. And it doesn't matter. That is the most stressful thing you'll ever do. It just is. It's by design. You know, it was like a dream come true just to be there. Until we started the screen test. And you get a bunch of dudes, a bunch of the guys that have already made it, come out and they watch you. And they hold for you for sit-ups. They count your push-ups. They count your sit-ups. They tell you if your pull-ups are right. And that is a very intimidating thing. Like you're a college football player and you're coming out for your pro debut and Tom Brady's throwing footballs to you. Oh shit.
Yeah.
No pressure. And back in the day, they looked like Vikings. I mean, super long hair, big long beards, and they looked fucking mean. They did, and it was intimidating. And I loved it. I did, man. I got off that bus, dude. I used to take Benadryl before green team. I get so excited. I get so amped up. I take Benadryl to try to calm myself down. It's like a cheap man's beta blocker. But I loved every minute of it. It was two different schools of thought. You could try to survive it. You could try to polish all the way through and come out at the end and be more capable. My advice that I was given to me was take every day like it's your last day and try to absorb as much knowledge out of that fucking place as possible. And that's what I did every day. There's a lot of pressure to perform. We talked about that addiction. Every day you want to perform, and the fear of, because now I had that falling out with my parents, the thought of not making it now really set home. The thought that I would have to come home and look at Patsy after all the shit she's been through and tell her I didn't make it. I couldn't fathom it. It haunted me at night. Wasn't sleeping. Yeah, the pressure consumed me. I try to use it to my advantage, but it's hard, man. It's hard when every day. It's like you see the best dude I've ever worked with just got dropped. Like, why the fuck am I still here? I don't really care. So one more day.
Do they tell you why you get dropped?
Yeah.
They do?
No, yeah, they tell you. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's team guy to team guy. They tell you exactly why. And looking back on it now, that's exactly how it has to be, because you know what the end state is. Like, I mean, it's hard for people to hear, like, your ego gets put in check, but you're not good enough to be here. Whether that be a personality thing, a performance thing, it doesn't really matter. Like, you can try to come back or you can't.
Does everybody have the option to come back?
No.
Or you have to be invited back?
They invited back.
Do you go through the screening again, or they give you a class up?
I'm sure it's different every time. I know a lot of guys have to rescreen. Some guys will stay there and they'll roll back if they get hurt or they mess something up. It's kind of like Hell Week in the sense if you get past a certain block, sometimes you don't have to redo that block. Unless you really mess it up, you got to redo the whole thing. Which, I mean, that's what most people don't realize is how hard that place is physically. Like the screen tests are double what it is to get in the buds. That's the bare minimum. Like if you're not cranking out 120 push-ups, 140 sit-ups, 30 pull-ups, like you're last. Like if you do the minimums, you're not going. You have to be a freak. Which was good. We were afforded a lot of time to train and get ready for it, and a lot of time in the shoot house, a lot of time shooting, mentally preparing for it. And that was right at the height of like the human performance aspect. So we had a badass strength conditioning coach at Group 2 that really helped us out. He went over to the Eagles and runs their stuff. I mean, so we were ready. Like the crew we had assembled, I mean, that was as prepared as you could have been.
Oh shit.
So we showed up the first day. I've never been so nervous in my fucking life, dude. I could barely breathe. And I was a freak. I mean, I say that cocky because I was. Like I was in shape when I showed up. That was the one thing I had going for me is I could pass that screen test. And I'll tell you what, the pressure of that day, I barely got through that fucking thing. It just cranking out 140 push-ups in a single set, like no issue. Now I've got that dude who I want to be like is counting for me and I'm at 70 and I'm blowing snot out of my face. Like, oh my God. Like, I'm just going to try to do these perfect and hopefully he doesn't say anything to me and let's just hope for the best. Like, that's what it was. I mean, it's fucking stressful. And then every day it just continues. I mean, it's all CQB based and, you know, everything else you got to do over there. But the pressure to perform, like, you can't have a bad day.
Yeah.
And it becomes addicting. Like,
what would you say got most guys?
CQB.
CQB?
I mean, that's all, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you get a couple guys for some other stuff, some jumping, some personality stuff. The officers have a hard time at the end because now it's all the pressure's on them. But no, man, it's a humbling experience.
What's the pipeline look like? What are the different blocks of training?
I mean, not how much I can really get into, but I mean, it's basically if you were to assault a target, it's basically what it is. A bunch of CQB, a bunch of shooting, a bunch of jumping, do all the land warfare type stuff, and then it's all the other external stuff you have to do.
Do they tie it all together at the end?
Yeah.
Like a big,
oh yeah,
you know,
yeah.
a couple exercises? Or...
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, it's as real as it could be. Like, it feels real.
So what's it like when you graduate, when you're in?
Anticlimactic.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
No tradition? Is there any traditions you can talk about when you make it in, or?
Yeah, when you get in there, but we graduated Green Team. They came in, they read a bunch of names off, and then they said what squadron they were going to and read off a bunch of names. He's like, all right, get in the trucks.
That's it?
Yeah, we got in the trucks and we went out and we did an FMP that night. Big full mission profile. Like, we knew where we were going. And it was like, I didn't have a cell phone. I couldn't tell my wife. And just like, because where I wanted to go was exactly where I went. And I wasn't shy about asking where I wanted to go. So, I mean, it was like all my dreams had come true. I just finished up Green Team. Well, actually, let's go back. In Green Team, we do a big jump block. I'd already had like 150, 200 skydives before I had my own parachute because I knew what I had to be able to do. So I started training on my own. And It's in August. We had to do mandatory downwind landings. It's where they want you to run with the wind, so you got a lot of speed coming in. It's to teach you that the parachute doesn't know the difference. If you're going into the wind or downwind, if you do the flare the same, you can manage it. And I hit a divot going hard. I panicked, the disco and cobra struck this thing, and I smashed in, and I thought I broke my back. I heard a fucking loud pop, and my whole right leg went numb. And I freaked out, and I jumped up real quick, and I dusted myself off, and okay, we're good. And I went back in there, and I walked over to the corpsman, and I told him, I was like, I don't know what the fuck I just did, but it's something bad. He's like, you want to go to x-rays? I was like, no. I finished jumping for the rest of the day, and I think that was on a Friday. And I grabbed him, I was like, I gotta go to x-rays right now. Like, we gotta keep this hush-hush. We drove over to the ER. We shot x-rays, came back benign. They thought I tore my hip flexor. So I just kept training on it, kept jumping. We probably did another 50, 60 jumps on it. And we were doing all the normal stuff, 10-mile rucks, conditioning runs, buddy carries. We're doing the whole thing. And now it's developed to, I can't lift my leg up. Like, I'm dragging this thing now. If I wanted to drive a car, I'd lift it off the gas and put it on the brake.
Oh, shit.
Like it's done. And I don't know what it is, but I know I'm not saying anything because I don't want to get rolled. So we finish up jumping, and we're about to get to the very end. We already know we're going to go, and we've got some little bullshit admin block thing we have to do. And my leg's still messed up. And I call back into rehab. We start going through the whole thing, and he's like, let's go in, let's get some CT scans, let's get an MRI, and let's see if maybe you've broke your back. Like, maybe that's what it is. And they came back to get me. I never forget, we were doing the NFL Combine. And I think I was on crutches at the time. We did the broad jump, the vertical, max bench press, squat, deadlift. We did a bunch of shit like that, a bunch of cone drills. And we had just got done. And they walked in, and he's like, CMC needs to see you in rehab. It's like, oh, fuck. I walked over there, and he's sitting down, and he's got a big smile on his face, and puts his hand on my knee. He's like, it's gonna be okay. And my heart fucking dropped. Like, you could have just shot my fucking puppy. Like, my whole life is over. And I looked at the rehab guys who were super fucking awesome. And I was like, what's going on? I was like, back broken? He went, nope. Your hip's broken. Your femoral neck snapped off. He goes, I don't know how the fuck you're walking. And I looked at him, and I was like, I think it's my back. And he goes, well, this x-ray right here, this MRI, and they pull it up, and you see it. Like, femoral neck to ball and socket snapped all the way off. So that impact had broke it, and somehow it had relocked in position, and it just hadn't sheared. If it had shifted 1 inch left or right, all the blood supply goes to the hip, it dies. Total hip reconstruction, you're out of the military. Like,
damn.
So it's like that. And I looked at him, I've never had surgery. I've been hurt a lot growing up as a kid. I've broken everything, but I've never had surgery. And he's like, we're gonna have to do emergency surgery. And I looked right at him, right in front of that CMC, and I said, there ain't no fucking way. No. And he looked at me and he goes, that's the only option. He's like, you're not deploying. How fast can we do it? And he goes, we can get it done tomorrow at 7 a.m. Let's go. I walked in, they pumped in 3 titanium 5-inch lag bolts through my hip. And I showed up to rehab the next day, and we started physical therapy. We had to finish SEER school. I got a gnarly infection out there. They put you in the box, they play the whole game. It's really well ran. That was actually one of my favorite blocks.
Really?
It was really well done. It's a different SEER school than one we did. It was really well ran. I learned a lot at that school, but I got a nasty infection. So I had this wound on the side of my hip. I could press on my thigh and blow pus out of it. I mean, it was bad. Like, they were doing pick lines in my arms. It was bad. And my body started rejecting the screws. I didn't know how bad it was going to be, but I knew that I had to deploy soon. So we're coming up on the new year, and we're supposed to deploy. They were going to let us have Christmas there, and then we're going to deploy in January. So made it through Green Team, got a broken hip. I think we had surgery in end of November, and I'm going to deploy in January. Fuck. And they're saying it's a 4 to 6 month recovery time. I heal superhuman. I was even faster back then. And those guys, they're not dumb, man. We do vitamin D3, we do calcium, all the supplements to try to get that bone to grow as fast. I quit dipping. I started right back up after I healed, but yeah, I quit anything to try to get myself in the best position to deploy, and I still wasn't. I still wasn't cleared. So the rehab guy, so badass, he deployed with me. I met over there, and he stayed for like 2 or 3 weeks, and we did physical therapy there, and I tested out in Afghanistan.
They flew a fucking rehab specialist, physical therapist with you on deployment.
I'll never forget, we had one of those huge box jumps, like one of the ones that's like waist high. And the final test was I had to put on all my gear, and I had to do a depth jump off of that and land on one leg. And I never forget, I looked at him, I looked him right in the fucking eyes, and I was like, Mike, I don't know about this one, brother. And he went, if you're not sure, don't do it. And I stepped off, and it fucking hurt. It hurt bad. And he went, how do you feel? And I went, 100%. He went, okay. He signed me off, and we started going. Yeah, man.
Fucking A.
Cleared it out and had a good deployment. It was a half one. It was probably 2 or 3 months long, because I caught the half of it with all the guys we graduated green team with, and then came back and kind of geared it up for the next one. Just the constant rotation.